guys, it's Kat Von D, and I am here today with one of my closest friends, Melissa, and I'm excited because I'm going to try out my contour palette, the Shade and Light palette, on Melissa, and I thought it would be really neat to be able to show you the versatility of this palette because obviously Melissa has a different skin tone than I do and also a different shape of face. I have more of like a rounder face where she has more of an oval square face, a squoval face. So like if you look at like, you know, the points of her forehead here match where her jawline is. My goal with this look was to show you how you can use the contour palette to achieve rounding out any edges or corners that you might want to soften a little bit. With something like the contour palette, you know, you're able to achieve these different looks. You can go as extreme as something like this, which I would consider more of like a nighttime look, or you can do a more mellowed out version of it for your everyday look too. So I'm gonna take you step by step and show you how we achieve this look. First things first, I'm gonna be prepping Melissa's face using my Lock-It Featherweight Primer. So I'm gonna use my Lock-It Tattoo Foundation. I'm going to gently make a triangular shape starting from the inner corner of the eye down to the top of her cheek and then over, making these triangles that eventually will end up blending out. This step is setting the groundwork for my highlighting. And then of course we're gonna match the other side. And then taking that same brush, I'm going to start creating the groundwork for highlighting on Melissa's nose. I'm going to go ahead and take it all the way up in between her eyebrows and then just gently blend it out and brush it out throughout her forehead. Then I'm adding a little bit of highlight to Melissa's beautiful, cute little chin and extend that out across her jawline. For the contouring aspect of this, I had to find a tone that was at least 2 to 3 shades darker than what she normally wears. I'm going to take this deeper shade and start framing out Melissa's face, beginning from her forehead down to her temples, and then of course hollowing out her cheekbones. I'm going to use that same brush and bring that deeper shade all throughout the bottom of the jaw, over to the chin. You can use any blending brush that you like. I'm going to start by blending out all of the contouring at the bottom of her jaw, using kind of like a sweeping motion up. I'm going to go ahead and blend that into the highlighted areas. I'm going to do the same for the cheekbones, and I think it's really important to remember you don't want to bring the darkness down because it actually will end up doing the opposite of what you want it to do. I'm going to go ahead and blend out her temples and then her forehead. It's important that you really take your time with the blending aspect of it in order to get these smooth gradations. Using a stippling brush, I'm going to start bringing the highlighted areas into all of the contouring. So as you can tell, she's starting to definitely blend a lot nicer. Obviously we need to match up the other side of her face, so I'm going to do that really quickly. So for final little blending touch-ups, I'm going to use this awesome beauty blender and just pat away any areas that need a little bit of smoothing. And now to the Shade and Light palette. I'm going to start off by using my amazing double-ended brush. What I love about this brush is just all the things that you can achieve with it. Probably one of the most helpful tools in my makeup kit. I'm going to use the angled side alongside all the contouring that we've done on the cheeks. And again, I'm just going to be very careful not to bring down any of the contouring down any lower than her natural cheekbone. So using the angled side of the brush as well as the contour shade called Somber, I'm going to start off by really smoothing out and defining the hollows of Melissa's cheeks. Because I want to add a lot of definition to Melissa's jawline, I'm going to go ahead and dip into the deeper shade called Subconscious and blend that into what we've already put down. Let's go ahead and match up the other side. Next, we can finally move on to some highlighting. I'm going to flip over my brush to the more precision point, fluffy brush side of it. I'm going to use the shade Lucid, which is a really beautiful highlighter, and we're going to start by patting it onto her forehead. I can just use these nice little sweeps just to start blending everything together. Let's go ahead and put that same shade on her eyelids. And of course on top of those cute little cheeks. And already you can start to see the color in her eyes just popping. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that I have evenly contoured and highlighted Melissa's face. I'm going to do a tad bit of contouring on Melissa's nose. I think it's really important to just make sure that you keep it really subtle and natural and believable, and just blend tiny little lines just above the tip of her nose. Then I'm going to go ahead and sweep a little bit on the underside. And then for final dimension, I'm going to do a straight line just across the top of the tip of the nose. I'm going to use that same Lucid highlight shade in my Shade and Light palette. I'm going to add some highlight to her nostrils. This is going to really pull them a little bit more forward. and kind of creating that slimming look. Then of course, add a little bit of highlight to the bridge of the nose. Beautiful. We are done with the contouring segment of this tutorial. I'm just going to do a few little final beauty touches, adding some eyeshadow, eyebrows, and a little bit of lip. And then it's time to bring the hair down. How does this feel having all this on you right now?
It doesn't feel like a lot's on my face, but it is really interesting to be able to see
the before and after.
Results,
Yeah. Awesome, so there you have it. I hope you guys like this tutorial, and we should all give a virtual applause to Melissa for being such a good sport and helping me out and volunteering to be my makeup victim of the day. So until we meet again, talk to you later.